Hey, what the
Alright, what's going on, guys? So I had a video suggestion from Carlos. Carlos Alberto. He actually made like 10 suggestions, which I freaking love, man. Thank you so much for doing that. This topic I thought is really cool, and this is the one I want to talk about first. It's identifying the three stages of the game. So early game, mid game, and late game. How to identify them, and just some things about them. So basically, early game, you're obviously starting out with a level 1 city, and you're just trying to progress to whatever unit that you're going that game, whether that be M40s, that be Tiger Tanks, King Tigers, or you're going bombers. So basically, you're trying to set yourself up in order to run that army type. What you're looking for, like say if you're an airman like I am, you're looking for oil resource zones, and you're looking to just basically capture as many cities as you can, particularly just one to uh, start getting league munitions going. So in the early stage of the game, you are pretty much trying to spend as little time as possible here because you want to get to at least the mid stage of the game because it's significantly better. So how I identify the mid stage of the game, it's going to be your Tiger tanks, it's going to be your bombers, it's going to be your M40s. Usually they'll all be level 1, and you'll just be trying to produce these units. And once you have 10 to 15 of them, I would say you've entered the mid game. So the whole point of the early game is to get to that point as fast as you possibly can. Now the time that happens, every field, the fields differ, but typically every field is about 8 days long, and so people can start jumping into it, and that starts the timer. It'll be 7 days, 23 hours. That'll start the timer. So you want to get into the fields as quick as you possibly can. If you see another league has jumped into a field and there's 7 days, 16 hours left, they've been playing for 8 hours, and in 8 hours you can capture a lot of shit. So you want to try to jump as quick as you can to only give the other leagues maybe an hour or 2 hours before you're in there doing grinding just like they are. So with M40s, realistically, you can get a league city up within an hour. If you have enough gems, you can get a league city up within an hour, believe it or not. At that point, the league city takes over for itself, and you have to wait for everything to finish upgrading. So everything, there's no way to gem it. It's just get resources in there, and it just takes time. So keep look out for that. But basically, to get to level 2, I believe the first upgrade is it takes 1 hour to go to League City level 1, and you can gem it. After that, it takes 2 hours to go to level 2, and you can't gem it. It takes, I believe, 2 hours. Yeah, 2 hours to go to League City level 2. So that is in total just 2 hours. Then you have to make your munition factory. Munition factory takes 30 minutes to make level 1, and then an hour to make level 2. And then you'll need a quartermasters to send the munitions away. I believe that takes 30 minutes as well, and all you need is level 1. If you go to level 2, it just helps send more units at once. So you're looking at 3 hours for the League City. Yep, that's right. 2.5 hours for the League City, and then 30 minutes and an hour. About 4 hours. Jesus Christ. So it takes you 4 hours. Plus capturing the League City within the hour, so 5. 5 total to get to this point right here. That's how long it should take people. At this point, you come in here, you can start crafting M40s. Okay? So these things, they take 10 minutes each. To craft 15 of them is 150 minutes, and that's about 3 hours roughly. So within 8 hours, you can have somebody on the map that has 15 to 20 M40s. So it's pretty fast, and you're already in mid game at that point. So gotta keep that in mind. Bombers, they take a little bit longer because you have to go to level 10, and in order to go to level 10, you have to have cash, a lot of cash. Level 9 and level 10, it's 300k cash. So that takes a while, and then if you look at my setup right now, I really don't have that much because I was AFK for the first part of this. I was doing some stuff, but I'm only getting $1,300 an hour. So it takes a long time. Alternatively, what you can do is you can take rebel cities that do have that high level. Um, there's some that spawn on the map that are just like close, and you can take advantage of whatever map you're on to get to it quicker. But ultimately, it just takes time to get that money, and then as soon as you get that money, you can just gem the amount of time, and you're in, and you're in mid tier. Um, and then for tanks, kind of the same thing as airmen. Usually at level 8 city, it doesn't take that long to get there. You can start producing tigers, and then you have tigers rolling around, and it probably is a little quicker than M40s, but you still need those resources. So all of that stuff's really fast. Early game, if you're very efficient and a good league, early game should only be early game for about 6 hours. That's why you need to be moving. 6 to 8 hours. You need to be moving to get to that point. If not, you're going to be fighting tiger tanks or bombers or M40s with light tanks and medium tanks and stuff like that. So that's the whole point. That's why everybody first day of the field, they just go heavy into it, because if you're the person that has those bombers or those M40s, it's like cowboys and Indians, like it really is. So you want to get to that mid tier. Now, talking about late game. So what I consider late game is when you have the top tier units. So for airmen, I would consider jets to be late game. For M40s, I would consider whirlies, and then having your M40s upgraded a couple levels, maybe level 2, 3, 4, something like that. And then for tanker, I would say like running Panzer Mosses or King Tigers. I consider that your late game tech. And the entire time, you got to kind of depends on what you want to go. Like for tanks, you can either upgrade your normal Tigers all the way up to level 5, or you could just completely bypass that and go Mosses or go King Tigers. For M40s, you're stuck with the M40s. You're trying to progress slowly to get rockets out, but you need a monument for that. So that'll come a couple days down the line. But you want your M40s, you want whirlies, or upgraded flak, and you just want everything upgraded. And then airmen, it's bombers and jets, and you want those things out and ripping. So to get to late game, it also depends on how fast you want to tech there. You can rush for it, but rushing for it is a good idea. It is, but usually mid game hangs around for a couple days before that late game starts. So, and then also while you're playing with mid game, you can be upgrading your units. Leave like 5 back behind, and then go kill a city. Then trade out those 5, and you can just keep moving forward and keep upgrading at the same time. So you're not really just sitting there at any point. So yeah, that's basically my thoughts on early, mid, and late game. If you guys don't agree with it, or if you think you're not, if you disagree with it, like if you think that's not the point of early game or anything like that, I'm gonna say confidently that you're wrong, because that's the point of it. And I've never seen anybody defend an attack if they have 30 light tanks and then somebody has 30 tigers. I've never seen that go in light tank favor ever. So that's pretty much just what it is, man. And yeah, but anyways, I appreciate the recommendation. That was an awesome one. If you guys have more, please leave them in the comments. Like I said, I'm running out of ideas. I literally am. I was talking to my wife before this, and I'm like, dude, I don't know what to do a video on anymore. Like, I've done so many. And then I looked over at these video suggestions. I'm like, oh my god, good idea, good idea, good idea. So if you have anything you want to know, even if it's stupid, I'll make the video, and just so you can learn. That's all I'm trying to do. So I appreciate it, guys. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you aren't, and we'll catch you next time. PD out.